Hello, everyone. This is Poonam Sagar at Indoindians.com, and we have a new series of video interviews, video talks with inspiring people and their inspiring stories. And this is InFocus. So it shines a light on the inspiring young people and stories shaping communities in Indonesia and beyond. Each episode takes you into their journeys, their challenges, and their impact, offering authentic insights and fresh perspectives. From rising change makers to creative innovators, In Focus celebrates the power of youth to spark change, connect communities, and inspire us all. And in this series, we have with us Aryan Gambhir. Aryan is an inspiring coach, and this is his inspiring journey. A young golf coach on a mission to make golf accessible, fun, and inclusive. From discovering the sport on his 18th birthday to founding Golf with Gamby, Aryan's journey is a proof that passion can turn into purpose. Get ready to step into his world, his vision, and his drive to break the myths around the game. Hello, Aryan. Welcome to Indo Indians.
Hi, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity. And hello to all whoever was watching. Thank you so much for joining.
So let's rewind to your 18th birthday. How did one random golf session change your entire life?
It's quite an interesting story. So, my dad had started golf before I had started, and I could see him. He was uh so interested in the sport. He would always just talk about this sport nonstop. And at one point, I just got irritated, and I was like, "What's going on? I mean, how is this sport so interesting?" Because I mean, no offense. Initially, I thought that this sport was only for the not so young people who just go have a walk. All the plants and trees and everything is there. And so he was like, you know what? It's your birthday. I mean, it was during the COVID time, unfortunately, but he was like, the driving range is open, so might as well just go and, let's see how it goes.
Mhm.
So that's when I thought, I mean, I've always, loved to explore new sports, always played different sports like cricket and all that stuff. So my dad kind of forced me into it. I mean, I shouldn't say all of this, but yeah, he did force me into it. And yeah, the first time I played, it was pretty impressive. And I mean, not to brag about it, but yeah, my dad was also quite impressed. And that's how the whole uh, picking up golf as a profession started.
Right. So you launched Golf with Gamby in 2024, which is last year. What made you take the leap from player to coach?
Um, so I was in an academy from 2020 to 2021 to 2023 actually. And during these 2 years, I did come to a realization that the amount of effort and the amount of dedication you require is a bit more. I wasn't lacking at some point, but yes, I started a bit late, and others did have an upper hand on me in that sense. And so one of the, I mean, my during my last week in the academy, I there was a tournament which was being held, and I had caddied for one of my, this guy who was a junior in my age, but when it comes to golf, he's my senior because he's been playing since he was, I think, 4 or 5 years old. So during that tournament, I kind of, realized that the way I think during when somebody else is playing and the way I think when I'm playing, it's the complete opposite. And it kind of struck that maybe this is something that you should really focus on and take coaching as a thing, because during that tournament I kind of fixed his swing mid round, and he went on to score his best score ever. Yeah.
So where was this academy that you learned golf at?
So this academy is based in Bangalore, outskirts of Bangalore, India. It's called the Tarun Sir Desai Golf Academy.
I see. So it was quite a leap of faith to go at 18 to a golf academy, right?
Or definitely, I think more than me, it was my parents. I think they should be the ones who should be questioned when it comes to all of this.
Questioned. So, Aryan, golf is often seen as an elite sport. How are you working to break that myth in Indonesia?
Okay, so elite sport is because a lot of people think that it's played by the rich people. I mean, it's meant for somebody who can, honestly afford that equipment and the amount of expenditure that is there. But I feel like the whole goal of me starting Golf with Gamby was to cater to, the middle class people. I mean, no offense, but there unfortunately money is a very important factor in our lives, and I also understand that. But yeah, the one of the myths that I want to let people know is that it's not true. You can just spend about one juta. I mean, that's the Indonesian currency, and uh, start the. I mean, at least learn the basics of golf.
So, it's a minimum of 1 million to play golf in Indonesia.
Yes, approx. Yes, approx.
Okay. Okay. And how often would you suggest a person play in a month?
See, it really depends. I mean, somebody like me who want to turn professional, I mean, I have to go every day. So that's a
Oh,
complete,
every
yeah.
day?
Yes, so that's a completely different the set of rules that I have. But
Yeah.
obviously, when it comes to somebody who is, just doing it for
Fun.
just for fun, then maybe, let's say 8 times in a month, that is the maximum you can go. I mean,
Right, right. Okay. Have you faced any pushback or obstacles as a young golf coach in Jakarta? And how did you deal with it?
um, as of yet, thankfully, no, I have not gotten any sort of pushback. I mean, I won't say it was a pushback, just one incident that my ex-coach who was who's still based in Jakarta, we kind of, I think he kind of felt like that I have become his competition and I'm trying to, take his clients over to my this thing. But that was not the case. We sorted things out. And yeah, other than that, Indonesia is a very loving country and everybody supports you. So not really.
You've said golf challenged you mentally, physically, and emotionally. Can you give us an example?
So, okay, any sport when you play, it's of course it's physically it's tolling on your body,
Correct.
and I've heard a lot of people say to me that how can you get exhausted because it's something that you love. Yes, I do love golf, but I can't go against the science of it, right? I mean, if I'm not able to put in the hours in my sleep, let's say 6 to 8 hours, then I'm waking up exhausted and I'm not able to perform to the level that I should be.
Correct.
So that is one example for sure because during the tournaments, the dopamine level, the adrenaline level are so high that at times you're not able to sleep on time and you do wake up exhausted. And emotionally and mentally, I think they go hand in hand. The amount of expectations that one can have from themselves and not being able to fulfill them is just something that, kind of, makes you disheartened. And that's kind of happened with me when it came to me becoming a professional golfer.
I see. So, was there a certain incident that happened that led you to this, or is there something that you face while playing as a professional golfer?
Yes, so throughout my 2 years in the academy, actually the first day when I signed up for that academy, I told my parents that, you know what, I'm gonna become the best player in the world in a year's time. And trust me, the first week staying there, I kind of realized that this is not happening. I mean, it's a very technical sport, I would say. But yeah, the amount of overthinking that I do is what kind of brought me down, and it felt like that it's a bit more tough than what I was expecting. So the expectations level were quite high in my opinion, which kind of led to that.
So, Aryan, I see that you went alone to Bangalore, you stayed at the golf academy, and you were playing and dealing with everything on your own. What I have read about Tiger Woods is that his father used to train him every day and he had to hit 1,000 balls a day. So you obviously did not have that structure, that push. And somebody to motivate you to do that. So, do you think that is a certain factor in becoming better at golf or being a golf pro?
I mean, I would honestly say that it really depends on the type of personality you have because, there were a lot of people in the academy who were staying away from their parents. I mean, we all were staying away from our parents, but they've always stayed away from their parents. They were in the academy since the age of, 6 years old or 7 years old, and they've been in the academy for the last 10 years. Yeah, I mean, Tiger Woods is definitely an example that, it's on he's on some other level only. So I wouldn't comment on that. But yes, maybe it could be a factor. There are some people who like staying with the family and they are able to perform better. But that academy itself, it made you feel like that you're living with a family because our food was taken care of. The basic structure of the academy was pretty solid. So we didn't have to worry about these things. We were totally asked to focus on golf.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Aryan, if somebody wanted to start golf
Mhm.
and is a rank beginner, what is your advice to them if they wanted to become really good at the game? How would you approach that beginner?
So my approach, it definitely changes with everybody. Like with every student, there's a different approach. So what makes me different as a coach is that I feel like a lot of coaches who've been training for the last, I mean, they've been coaching for the last 10, 20 years. They are very, book structured. They have very how do I say? It's a very structured practice that they have, that we have to do this, this, and this. I mean, you can't make changes as per to yourself.
Hmm.
But my coaching is more of, I have to look at what kind of a personality that person has, what kind of a body structure that person has, and it changes with, everybody. So for somebody who's just starting and, who wants to improve very fast, I would recommend a very simple way that, just be a bit more consistent with the sport. Don't get disheartened, and I mean, level out your expectations. Don't have too high expectations. And when it comes to my coaching, the way I treat them, it's more of, I have to think a little bit out of the box, because if I don't know the person, I don't want to say something which is going to hurt their feeling, or I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. I try to make them more comfortable. I would even spend another 15-20 minutes extra so that they feel like, okay, he's a genuine guy. He's just not here to take my lesson and then take my money and then go.
Right, right. What is your vision for Golf with Gamby? Where do you want to take it next?
So in the recent I think a month or so, I mean, coaching as a golf coach, it's definitely going to be there. And I'm also kind of trying to collect a couple of industries and start a networking event, which is going to be, I mean, it's going to be on the driving range or on the golf course. Still figuring that out, but I'm trying to provide a platform for all sorts of industries to get in. I mean, build their network and just have a go at the sport of golf, and enjoy their drinks and have their dinners and
This
everything.
is all around golf. The networking
Yes,
will be around
yes,
golf.
yes,
I
yes.
see. Okay, how nice. That's a very different angle indeed. So, Aryan, before we sign off, my last question to you is describe golf in one word and tell us why.
Oof. It's a very humbling sport. It's humbling for sure. So as I mentioned earlier, the expectations that I had, and the reality was a lot more different than what I expected. So yes, I mean, I'm not demotivating anybody, but I would really say that, keep your expectations a little more in check, and it's not only going to help you in golf, but it's going to help you in your life as well. So that's all I have to say about it.
Right. Thank you, Aryan. Thank you for the wonderful insight into golf, that it's humbling. And then, like any other sport, you need to work at it. It cannot happen by itself. And you need to have the right coach to understand your body structure and the way you play so that you can play better. And I wish you all the success with Golf with Gamby and all your other endeavors that you have planned ahead. Thank you
Thank,
for joining us.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.